Hello, friends. Lorrie here in Lorrie's World, still on Vancouver Island, but getting ready to move. And as promised, here's my video on how to immigrate to the United States legally. I guess one of the first things to talk about if you're thinking about immigrating to the United States is the reason why you're immigrating to the United States. Many people around the world see the U.S. as the land of opportunity, which it is, because settlers hundreds of years ago came and settled the land and created a country that is envied all around the world. Now, if you want to come to the U.S., as I do, because you think that it is the land of opportunity and you want some of those opportunities for yourself, then that is an excellent reason to immigrate there. However, if you're immigrating there just because you think you're going to get a whole bunch of free stuff and that American taxpayers are going to take care of you no matter what you do, then you should stay home. The goal in immigration should be to move to a country that you admire, assimilate to that culture, and become a productive member of that society. Any other reason for immigrating, you might as well stay home because you're not going to change anything by running away and taking your problems with you. If you want to leave where you're at because it's a horrible place, don't think that you should go to another country and turn it into a horrible place. That is the wrong reason to immigrate. Anyway, that's my TED Talk for today. So I said I was going to talk to you about ways to immigrate legally to the United States. Now, the first step is you really don't need an immigration lawyer. You can fill out the forms and do the paperwork all by your own self. And if you are not able to speak or read English, that should be the first thing you should be doing before you think of immigrating to the United States, where the official language is English. So if it's something you're thinking about, learn English first and then go to the website and fill out your forms. Don't go through some scammy third-party legal advice team. You don't need it. Figure out whether you're eligible. Figure out how you're eligible. Fill out the paperwork. And if you can't fill out the paperwork because it's in English, then learn English. Bottom line. So the first step to becoming a legal immigrant at the U.S. is to go to the USCIS.gov website to see if you are eligible. So you can tell this up here says USCIS.gov. I don't know if you can see it. You might have to zoom in, but I will put it in the video as we're going over this. And you can see it's an official site of the United States government. Here's how you know, because it uses a .gov. Not just anybody can get a .gov website. You have to be a government organization in the United States to get a .gov website. So you are at the USCIS.gov website. Let's see, can I close this? Yep. The first thing that you need to do is make yourself an account. Account is easy and it's free. You just have to come up here to where it says sign in, and you would hit this create an account. It's as easy as putting in an email address and, I already have an account, so I'm not going to go through this, but you just put in an email address, you put in a password, and you verify your email address, and that's pretty much it. You're in. You've got an account. And now, even before you get an account, if you're questioning, oh, I don't want to go there. I just want to go to I don't want to go to my account. I just want to go to the home page. Anyway, here's the home page. And so now you've made your account and you're ready to go in. That's where you can fill all your forms online and stuff. It even says here the first step is to create an account. Easy and painless and free. So then if you're looking into a green card, there are requirements for citizenship, but you have to start at the bottom, which is getting that green card first, so that you can stay and work and be legal in the United States. You have to have that green card first. So one of the first things that you can do is click on this green card and go to the green card eligibility categories. And you can see all of the different ways that you can be eligible to get a green card. Now, if you know my story, you know that I got my green card through family back in 1982. And then I left for a couple of years in the late 80s and went back to the U.S. in the 90s, went through the process again, and then stayed in the U.S. until 2014 when we decided to give Canada a try. That was a huge mistake, but that'll be a message for another video. But anyway, we're done trying to give the U.S. a chance, and we're going back. Now, my husband and my mother are both American citizens, so I am truly blessed that I can apply through this immediate relative of a U.S. citizen. There are some other categories for that. If you're a fiance or a widower, there's also a victim of battery or extreme cruelty. So that's through family. And then you can also, and this is becoming very popular in the United States, is to get your green card through employment. Now, if you're still of an age where you haven't decided what you want to do with your life, find something useful to do. Plumbers, electricians, nurses, doctors, groundskeepers, anything that's skilled, any kind of skilled labor, manual labor. I mean, there's all kinds of jobs in the United States. So you can, and it says here, it tells you how you can be eligible. If you are a first preference migrant worker, meaning you have extraordinary ability, science, arts, athletics, business, or education, you're an outstanding professor or researcher, or you're a multinational manager. And then there are also second preference immigration workers and third preference immigration workers. Physicians and nurses, boom, done. And you can also be an immigrant investor if you have lots of money. Not many people have lots of money to be able to become an immigrant investor, but if that is your option, then go for it. Now, one thing to remember is that applying for any of these costs money. Now, you can go in, I don't know if you can go in and find out the fees just offhand. You could. I never did go look for the fees. I know it'll show up when you finish filling out the application. It'll tell you how much the fee is to file the application. But all of these applications, all of these categories, they cost money. Immigrating to the United States is not a freebie, one for all. Here, I'm going to come in and be poor and not do anything and just take advantage of a fantastic system. It's not how it works. You need to come and be productive. And even me at 62, I can still come and be productive in the United States. I don't need to come and live off other people. Anyway, special immigrant, a religious worker, special immigrant, juvenile. I don't know what's going on with this Afghanistan or Iraq nationals. You can see that there's no link there anymore. I know they put a hold on a lot of these third world countries. Anyway, you can also apply through refugee or asylee status. Piece of cake. These probably don't even cost anything. I mean, I haven't gone in, but I would imagine that these types of applications are probably nominally expensive if they cost anything at all. Same with for human trafficking, crime victims, victims of abuse. There are also, let's see what the other categories are: Liberian refugee, immigrant visa program, Cuban. Some of these are, I think they have this as a separate, an abused category as a separate category, so that's why these don't have links anymore. But all of these will tell you different things that you can, if you click on it, it'll go into more detail about the eligibility criteria, the process, authorization, all that kind of stuff. And through registry. So here's something. If you have, so for all those people who are talking about, oh, but grandmother Smith down the road has been residing in the United States illegally for 60 years and she should be able to stay. Well, she might be able to. You can go and register for a green card if you have resided continuously in the U.S. since before January 1st, 1972. So no more of this crying and whining about grandma's getting deported because grandma didn't take care of her business. Grandma can still take care of her business and get it taken care of. So, as you can see, there are lots of ways to immigrate to the United States legally. One thing you do not want to do is overstay a visa, come in through the border not at a border crossing. I mean, there are legal border crossing stations for a reason, and you should always go through one. Now, if you're already in the United States and you are there illegally, my recommendation is that you go to this USCIS.gov website and start the process of self-deporting, so that if it is ultimately your goal to come to the U.S. and become Americanized, then you will still have that chance. But if you stay in the country illegally, gone. So, I mean, I know because I've been through the process myself twice now, going through it for a third time. I know that there are dates and addresses and stipulations and regulations that you must follow in order to maintain your status. I know with my green card, every 10 years, I had to go to my nearest immigration center and have my card renewed, my picture retaken. They ask a bunch of questions. It's relatively painless. Takes a couple of hours out of a day. I had to go to Portland, which, but that's again another story for another day. Yeah, but you have to do that. You're a grown up. Take responsibility for your own actions. If you're overstaying your visa or you just couldn't be bothered to keep your appointments, then sorry about your luck. You got to do what you got to do to make things work. And okay, so I guess that's it. That's my video for how to immigrate legally. I encourage as many people as possible to do it. It is time consuming. It is a little bit expensive, but honestly, it's not that expensive. If it's something that you really want, start saving your pennies like I did. I saved my pennies for years the first time I came here. And yeah, so learn English, save your money, go to USCIS.gov, get yourself an account, and start filling out applications. Find which ones are suited to your conditions and your situation, and get them filled out. Get them started. What's the worst that could happen? Well, the worst that could happen is that you'll pay your money for the application and still get denied. That can happen, particularly if you have a criminal background or if you have done horrible things in your home country. We probably don't want you in the U.S., but if you're a fine, upstanding, normal human being who doesn't go around murdering people and beating people up and stuff, then you're probably going to be welcome. So yeah. Anyway, I hope that you have a fantastic day. Take good care of yourself, and I will see you soon. Bye now.